Discovered in 1920, and with its primary commodity being silver, the Silver Souls mine was worked heavily from 1952 to 1958 and extracted high-grade silver ore up to 365 ounces per ton from brecciated hydrothermal deposits up to 6 feet wide. Then, in 1959, tragedy struck with 3 men falling victim to a massive collapse of a stoped-out area between the 200 and 300-foot levels. According to a detailed report, the men were in the process of removing rich pillars of ore that were being used to brace up and support the hanging wall of the stope they were working in when the collapse occurred. Massive amounts of rock, skulls, and other debris came crashing down and entombed the 3 men somewhere directly above the 300 level. All across Nevada, rescue personnel arrived at the site and worked tirelessly for 3 weeks trying to recover the 3 men. With no success of reaching the men from the 300 level, an incline shaft was blasted in immediately to the left side of the main haulage adit in hopes the men's remains could be accessed and recovered from the far left side of the stope they were working in. Despite an incredible amount of effort, the remains of the 3 miners were never recovered and still remain somewhere between the 200 and 300 foot levels to this very day. Today, on Abandoned and Forgotten Places, I begin by showing you every adit, drift, and incline from the 200 level to surface, before eventually taking you to the 500 foot level in Part 3. Then, in Part 4, I will try to access the area of the mine where the 3 brave miners lost their lives in an attempt to discover their remains. Nevada has had many seismic events in the last 61 years, and it is my hope material has been dislodged which will allow me access into their tomb. Now, come with me on this incredible exploration of the Silver Souls mine. Alright everybody, let's explore this old mine. What are you doing up in here, Mr. M?
I'm checking this thing out where they blew it to smithereens to get access.
Well, they certainly did, didn't they? Look at the size of the hole in that door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Looking at it when I came in, it looks like they had some kind of charge in it, probably, and shot it. And this piece of steel that bent over here has another bullet hole in it. And there's a beam back here that holds the door together. It's an old rail. And it blew it off too. So no telling what it was, but they blew the smithereens out of this door.
I'm going to say that it was probably a 2-part binary exploding target.
Oh yeah.
And someone lashed it to the door and bingo.
That was a nice one.
All right. What do we have in here? Well, we're starting things off with a giant compressor line off here to the right with Christmas tree lights. We don't see that too much in a mine. Yeah, Christmas tree lights. Must have been having a party up in here. Okay. So, is that a drift? Nope, that's not a drift. Just a little cove off the side of the main haulage adit. That's where we're at right now. Oh, we are coming into a much larger place right here. The compressor pipe continues on down the haulage adit that way. And look off to the left. Oh, we've got a lot going on in here. Look at that. Big compressor tank. And a sign that says danger open shaft. And I can see a door or something further on up there. Okay, well, we'll come back and revisit that. Let's keep it on the menu. Because what I want to do is, for right now, I just want to stay on the primary haulage adit. Not seeing any silver vein structure as of yet. We're just kind of going through a bunch of country rock. Nice and cool in here, isn't it, Mr. M?
Oh my.
This is just beautiful. It's like 92 degrees outside.
I'd say it's, wait, 60?
Yeah, I'm going to say, what, 65 in here?
Maybe. Pleasant. Pleasant as can be.
It's very pleasant. And the wind kicked up outside, so we're getting a really nice breeze in our faces. Just working our way down the haulage at it. What do we have here? Ah, a drift. And what's on that rock? What's that thing? Oh, bag of Anfo.
Anfo blasting agent.
Yeah.
Use adequate primer. Reno, Nevada. Date. Georgia Pacific. Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Oh, out of Arkansas.
They make stuff that explodes there.
Yep. Okay. And we've got a bunch more bags down here on the floor. What do we have up here? Yeah, the drift went off this direction, but does it continue? Let's take a look. No, it's completely collapsed with no way in that direction. All right, turning back around. Work our way back under this compressor pipe. There we go. Okay. All right, we're coming into another drift with rail on the floor, and they must have had, I'll bet they had a tag in, tag out board right here.
Yeah.
Of some sort. Yep.
But
look at this. We've got a heck of a collapse.
look at the rail even in it.
Yeah, there's rail all up in there within the timbers.
Yeah.
I can see some drill steel stuck in the side.
Oh my God, that's not a nice thing. This is
No.
a nasty collapse.
This is yeah, so, okay, so the mine collapsed between the 200 and the 300 foot level. And that's where those miners were killed.
And then they stopped mining here.
Yeah, after that they shut this down. So everything between the 200 and 300 failed. And then once that let go, there was a bunch of material above the 200 level that also came down. What do we have here? Okay, another drift. See, and you know that there was a big stope above us because that's why there's an ore chute right there. So there was definitely workings higher up, and that heads up to the area where everything failed.
That's a beautiful picture, isn't that, Gly?
Yeah, that is really cool.
Isn't that a beautiful picture?
Look at that ladder.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna have to come back and see where that ladder goes. All right, let's continue on. We're going through a section here that's really sketchy. There's a lot of rock failing above our heads here. Yeah. Oh, we have something interesting right up here. Look at this. Right down on the floor there, Mr. M. See that?
Mm-hmm. What do you think chances are? This side.
Well, after you get done dancing, let's let's show everybody how this works. Yep. It's still moving, isn't it? Could use a little bit of
grease.
Could use some grease, but
But look at that. Oh my God.
yeah,
To just leave everything.
still working to this day.
Lovely to find a mine like this.
Pretty cool.
Look at the load mark with the carbide lamp.
Yeah, and not only are they on the wood, they're also on the rock up there off to the left.
These all represent a ton of ore.
Yep.
One payload.
That would be one cart. One. whole bunch over there. And then higher up, see, I want to show you guys, we are at the 200 level right there. See the 200 cross cut? And behind you, Mr. M, look at the, look where they painted. They were going to head off that direction, but never did.
They sure were, weren't they? Look at it.
But they had it marked out. All right, well, we've got a decision to make. We can go left or right because we've got rail doing one or the other. What do you think?
Follow the go right.
I suppose. Okay. You know me, I don't always follow the right-hand rule. It all depends on the mine's configuration. But let's just continue on down this one. Where we're moving along at a pretty good pace here. Down the right-hand drift. And we've got ourselves another ore chute. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get into any of those workings higher up. Now, look at the configuration of this one.
More modern.
Yeah, much more modern. And see where they would have had the hydraulic ram attached underneath?
Indeed.
Yep.
Oh, and there's where the clevis would go.
Exactly. So that was all
Super sophisticated.
press a button, she opens up on you. That's pretty fancy.
It is.
Heck yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Well, nope, that's going to be the end of this one, guys. Okay, let's work our way back to that junction and continue on. I'll see you over there. Okay, so a moment ago, we were just right up there. Now we're going to continue on down this way. More ore chutes, big boys. Mr. M, take a look at that one up there. Look at the size of the lumber and the thickness of it that they were using.
Everything that they were building with was 3 by 12, real 3 by 12.
3 by 12.
This is 3 by 12.
That is some extra. Yeah, that's extra stout stuff. You usually don't see.
And they found some reason that they had to hack it out of the way here. See?
Oh, probably just to keep guys from hitting their heads as they were coming down the haulage at it here.
They stopped using it, and this is all.
Let me show you guys something. Right above my head here, it goes up into the stope that they were working. And we're going to see if we can't make our way up in there. Because that is where those men are supposed to be trapped, or at least their remains, somewhere between the 200 and 300 level. So no, I take that back. Mr. M, they wouldn't be above us. They would be from this level below us, between us and the 300. Okay. Coming through a really unstable area here. What do we have up here? Well, we're coming into some equipment. You know what that is, don't you? Oh, I lost my focus on you. Give me a second here. What happened?
I look better out of focus.
You do look better out of focus, Mr. That's a skip.
That's a big hunk of steel.
Yeah, that's a
skip?
That's a skip. Take a look at the rails on the bottom. But this one here is in a different configuration. You would have put a car on that right there and brought the cars up and out of, and I can see the incline shaft right there behind you. Look at there off to the right.
Yeah, you're right. Look at that. Seriously.
Yeah, let me get a better shot for you guys. Turning back around here.
That's it.
Yep. See how they got the cable attached on the top?
The top. And their load would go on that
Would
platform, but it would be at about that angle when it was being operation.
Exactly. Yep, and just towed it right, and there it is. It's still laying here after all these years. What do we have behind me besides a bunch of old beer cans? Oh, the inclined rail. Wow. Let's take a look up here. Oh yeah, and I can see sunlight all the way up in there. Fantastic. Let's look down. Wow. Boy, that goes way down there, doesn't it? It's a good looking ladder though. Okay. This mine just ratcheted up about 5 notches on the coolness level. All right, well, we're going to have to explore that. What do we got down this way, Mr. M?
Yeah.
Anything interesting?
Here's another door.
Is that an air door?
Bunch of their old electrical works.
Oh, yeah.
Got some load marks on the wall.
Bunch of cribbing above your head up there to stabilize that. Yeah, look at the size of them beams above your head. Just massive. They're like 10 by 10s.
Mm-hmm.
That's really impressive. All right, let's see what's behind the door. I'll take door number 1, Monty Hall. Is that drill steel? No, that's just piping off to the left-hand side there. Oh, here we have something. Yeah, down there on the ground. I think you know what those are, don't you?
This is one of those things that you always like to do to me, is like trick me into saying, yeah, it's a this or it's a that. But
well, that's only because
if I had to guess, I'd guess that this end goes to air,
okay,
and that this end here
you'd be right about that.
siphons something out of something,
That's correct.
and that this end here goes with something or something like that when you pull on the handle.
That is absolutely correct.
But I don't know what any of the stuff would be other than the air part.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Come on over here. Set that down for a moment. Hold Mr. Camera, and I'm going to show the audience how this works.
Okay.
But you were almost spot on. You were almost spot on. All right. Oh, let me turn my light off, otherwise no one's going to see anything, huh? Oop, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, yes, you were correct. So this is your air coming into the nozzle, okay? And this hose here is going to go into your barrel of ammonium nitrate. And so it's ammonium nitrate prill and fuel oil. And sometimes they would use some sort of a neutral binder so that when you take this and you shove it up into the hole, then you hit the trigger and it just goes and just fills the whole hole up with ammonium nitrate prill. But wait.
How does it do that?
Now back up a second. You got to make sure that you charge the hole first. So you're going to put your charge up in there. Then you're going to put that in. Then you're going to go and fill it up full. And then after all that's done, it's going to take this because he's got a colon exam coming up in about a month, right? All right, enough fooling around, goofy pants. What else do we have up in this mine? Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of airline down there on the floor from their drills. Wow. We are in a section here that just completely failed. Now we're getting our first look up in those stopes. Way up in there. And look at that, they're using railroad ties and railroad timbers to hold that up. That's impressive. Okay, continuing on. Oh, down here on the floor they put some cyclone fence because we're at on a false floor, or the top part of a stope that's down below us. Feel the air coming out of that?
Mm-hmm. You smell that?
Yeah. And the drift at one time did continue on, but it stops right here. Completely failed in a collapse. Okay, so what we're going to do next is work our way back to those other areas that we walked right past, and we're going to start exploring them. So I'll see you back there. All right, guys, so as we work our way back towards the portal, we just came from right up there. Now let's take a closer look at this drift. Mr. M is already up in here.
I'm making sure I don't touch anything.
Yeah, you've got, let me show everybody what's above your head there. Just a massive amount of rock being held up by them timbers and bracing up here. This is a false floor that we're both standing on because below us it goes down into big stopes down in there. So we're at the top part of the stope from the 300 level, and then this too has a ladder going down. Let me show you. And that is working into the top part of the stope from the 300 level. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go down this way because we'll be able to get into that from probably another drift at the 300 once we go down that incline.
I ain't going down that way.
Oh,
either.
you're not going to go down that way either?
No, I'm going to go with you.
What's the matter there? You getting a little nervous?
I'm just not going to do it.
Well, no,
Unless you want to.
I understand. Guys, what I want to do now is let's get back over to where we saw those tanks. That looks really interesting. We'll get a closer look at that. All right, so a moment ago, we just came from right up there. Now we're back at the drift with the big tanks. Let's see what this is all about. We have a choice. We can go off to our right, but I really am curious about these tanks. What do we have here, Mr. M?
Air tanks.
Yeah, they're definitely compressor tanks.
Vintage compressor tanks because it was, well, it's riveted and arc welded, so
Yep.
it's just a pressure vessel, high pressure vessel.
It,
40s, 50s, because they started arc welding in the 40s.
I see. Is that a ladder behind you there? Is that something that goes down?
Yeah, right.
Heck yeah, look at that. Wow, that's incredible.
That's a whole nother, look, the workings over on the
I
right.
see that.
That's a whole nother incline shaft there.
Okay, well, let's keep it on the menu. There's lots to look at and explore in this mine. Boy, I just feel like a kid in a candy store, you know?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay. This is an oddly shaped room. What do we have up in here? I'm going to have you go up there and open that door, so if something jumps out, it's going to jump out on you and not me.
We'll see about that. You've seen rodeo.
Oh, more of those, these halogen lamps. I saw one of these outside. Well, that's kind of interesting. Wonder what they were using these for. There's a label on them. Let's get a closer look at that label. There we go. Okay.
Material in this bench. This is almost worth packing out of here and taking home and building a bench out of it home. Look at this stuff.
The bench is pretty cool. I'm just kind of wondering about these lights. I wonder if someone had a clandestine grow operation in this mine.
That, but I didn't want to say it.
You just never know.
Well, come on.
I mean, Well,
they're everywhere. And this has been a nice room. It even had a door on it.
Look up here. You guys can tell that me and Mr. M are just having all kinds of fun in this mine today.
This is a fun mine.
This is a fun mine. Now wait, I want to come up there too.
No, there's nothing to see up here.
Oh, that looks just way too cool.
What the heck?
Wow.
Had a light. Power.
Yep. What's that?
There's a pulley here. No.
There's a pulley on the table. And then up there on the bench, what does that say?
No smoking.
Well, besides that, over there it says red 5 foot, black 6 foot, white 7 foot.
It is. Look, because they got a white 7 here. What color is he? Yellow's 8. They were taking fuse on here and feeding it through this. I'll bet you, and around that, and they pull it to here. I don't know where they cut it, but they were cutting certain lengths of the same fuse probably, but they were making them either 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, or 9 foot to give you. If this is like 45 seconds a foot or whatever,
Right.
it give you whatever the math is on the 3 minutes.
I see. Yep.
I'm
So like a cutting.
not a mathematician.
You're not a mathematician, but you think this was a cutting shack.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's over
What's
here?
on that shelf? Blasting caps and igniters.
Oh yeah.
You bet that's what they were doing in here.
Blasting caps and igniters right there. Wouldn't surprise me if they had dynamite up in here too. Possibly. Well, you know, they typically don't store dynamite and the blasting caps in the same location.
Then maybe over there, Clyde.
Right. That could have been a magazine. The place we just came out of with the big halogen lights.
It seemed to me a dumb way to point the blast.
That's true. I'm going to film you coming down that ladder, so if you take a header, everybody gets to see it.
Probably your YouTube channel will probably explode.
All right. We need to go see what's further on up in here. Okay. Again, another choice to make. It goes off to the left and to the right. Let's just stay to the right, see what we can see. Now, they would usually put lumber like this in an area to pretty much tell everybody don't go past this point because it's unsafe, but you know, us mine explorers tend to ignore that. Okay, around the corner it goes and stops right there, and we have a bunch of material here. Big blocks of rock. Let's get a better look at this. Yeah, coming down from the stopes on those higher levels above us. Something else I saw, I'm going to turn around here, guys. Take a look at the, I want to point out the geology of this. Here's a real nice view of not only the cribbing, but look at the vein above our heads here. Now, from what I can see, it extends from there all the way to about here. Wow, you can certainly tell we're in a silver mine, huh? That's impressive. Okay, let's go around the corner. Galena is just sparkling all over the place in here. All right, I'll have you go first. There's some writing on that door. No smoking.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn cool.
So 49 seconds per foot. 5 feet.
Yeah.
245 seconds
Okay.
per foot. Look at that door. More of that material.
So you know what was up in here? This, yeah, this is a magazine.
If it is, it's the biggest magazine I've ever seen. Because it seems to keep going.
Same here. I have not seen one this large in a really long time. This is where they would have put the cases of dynamite. You know, they have to have it raised off the ground so it doesn't wick moisture. This is what they did, is they took a drift and turned it into a powder mag. Wow. Another stand here that they could have sat cases up on, but it keeps going. Well, that's logical to take an old drift and turn it into a powder mag. And that's as far as this one goes. Bunch of fresh rock fall off the ceiling right there, or off the back of the mine. Okay. All right, I'm going to head back to the haulage adit because we have some decisions to make. I'll see you back there. Okay, we're back here at the tanks. Now it's decision-making time. We're here at the 200-foot level. Now, from what I can see, everything to the left of the main haulage adit has collapsed in. And that's where that catastrophe happened, where those 3 guys were killed. Now, the decision is we have a choice. I can go down the ladder here. This is going to drop me into the stopes between the 200 and the 300-foot level from top down, okay? There was another ladder further up the haulage adit. I can do the same thing. Or we can work our way back to up to the incline shaft, the one that goes completely up and out of the mountain and drops down to the 500-foot level. I think I want to do that first. Let's head over to the incline shaft and we'll explore everything up. Okay, I'll see you over there. Okay, guys, so the next logical place to explore in this mine, since we've pretty much seen the main haulage level, is this right here. We're back to that incline, and looking up, I can see sunlight up there. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to go up, okay? And explore drifts along the way, such as this right here. Here's our first drift. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm really curious as to how many drifts that we're going to find working up this thing. So why don't we just go ahead and just keep climbing towards the sunlight. Okay, here's a place. I should point this out to you. See, the skip car would come up and hit these 2 dogs right here, right there and there. Then come over, level out, and see here we have ourselves an ore pass that goes all the way down in there.
Let's see here. Yeah. I can see some sort of a bucket laying down in there. All right. Above our heads, it continues to work its way up towards sunlight. Let's keep going that way and see what we can find. All right. I'm going to make it up to that second board. I have to stop for a second, catch my breath. Climbing ladders is hard work, you know. I wonder if we're going to find a drift here. I think we may be coming in on a drift. Yep. We sure are. Okay. Off to my right. Goes that way. Let's explore that one first. But first I'm going to catch my breath. That's a pretty good climb. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, guys. Let's see what we have here. Oh, the rail on the floor right there. Does this drift keep going, or let's take a look. No, it just stops right there. And we've got ourselves a raise. And look at the vein. This is a nice, very nice view of the vein here. See the structure from there to there, from footwall to hanging wall. Right there. All right. I'm going to take you back to the incline with me now that I'm on a level plane. And this will give you guys an idea of how steep that thing is. Right there. Okay. So we have ourselves another drift off this way. Let me step over here real quick. We'll take a quick peek at that. See if there's anything hiding up in here. No, but there is just a gorgeous view of the geology. So this is just a beautiful silver vein. Look at how those layers are just folding and bending as if they were taffy through that section. Okay, turn it back around. Okay, so let's keep climbing to sunlight here. Can't imagine this ladder's had anybody on it in a very long time. The strata around me is looking really nice. It's not looking like it's gonna want to cave in on me. Okay, we're coming in on another drift, maybe. Let's look here. Yeah, I get pretty winded here. Off to my left, there's something interesting. Let's take a look at this. Okay, I gotta get over that board. Oh no, just goes around the corner, and that's that. Okay guys, I'll be right back. Old chunky boy here needs to take a break. Okay, higher and higher we go. And the reason I'm doing this, guys, is I want to see if indeed this is gonna spit out at the portal of the 61 shaft. What I mean by that is the 1961 shaft. There we go. Because that's when this was built. Okay. Getting closer and closer. Now now this ladder is really super ugly. Whoops. Gotta take my backpack off. What you just heard there was my emergency horn. Give me a moment here. Okay. There. Okay, turn myself a little sideways here. You got a fat boy that's trying to squeeze through a tiny little hole. Let's see. This is what I'm talking about. Trying to squeeze through this darn thing. I got this big timber in my way. There we go. And that's how you pop yourself out of a mine from 1961. Okay, let's get a close look at this. There's where we just came from. And we're up on the side of the hill. And this is what we saw with the drone footage earlier on. Okay, I'm gonna head back inside because I gotta meet up with my buddies. And if I find something cool, I'll be sure to show you, such as that one drift that I forgot to go down. Let's head back there. I'll see you over there. Okay guys, I made it back to the main haulage level. It's where I'm sitting right now. When I was coming down, I did take a peek at that drift that we missed. It didn't go anywhere. It's not worth turning the camera on for that little 15-20 feet of nothing. So this mine is turning out to be really extensive. I'm gonna save this next part, which is approximately another 300 feet down. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. We're going to come back to this location and finish filming it for you guys. Don't know if this is where this episode is going to end, and we'll continue on next weekend. We'll just have to see how this one plays out. But I appreciate you coming along with me for today's Explore, and I'll see you again next weekend or tomorrow. Okay, thanks for coming along. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.